Hi, it's the Master Iceman here from Columbia Ice. Got the ice makers in the background. It's a beautiful thing. It's Saturday. My wife is at the farmer's market and I'm here doing maintenance. I love this job. Probably more than a job, it's an obsession. But hey, that's the life of a Master Iceman. And yes, I call myself the Master Iceman. There's a confrontation with the brewmaster, which I won, and I get to make my own business cards, so they call me the Master Iceman. Or I call myself the Master Iceman. People read the business card, and now they call me the Master Iceman. People who run ice factories should have a more exciting name than plant manager. Just my own personal perspective, and I make my own business cards, so that's the way it's going to be. So today I'm rebuilding top seal here, the plenum assembly. I highly recommend you have a spare plenum assembly, because this red stuff takes 24 hours. If you look at there, right there, 24 hours to cure. Okay, and 24 hours of downtime is a lot longer than the 30 to 40 minutes this should take you to change out one side. You know what you're doing. You know what you need. In your brain, if you're the person managing the Hamer 540, in your brain, you need to be able to imagine how to take apart this stuff. Just shut your eyes and imagine it. It's 10 o'clock at night. They call and say, I'm getting an alarm in my Hamer 540. I'm not getting heat to my top seal. As you're driving in, you should know exactly what equipment or what tools you need to change out your top seal. That's the level that you need to get to be an expert on this equipment, okay? You need to have it ready to go. You need to tell your ice makers to sit down, have a coffee. You go in there, you turn on your music, boom, 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 put back together, 30 minutes. They're back producing ice, because that's our game. We have a finite season, especially in Canada. You have to be able to make the changes to the system fast, okay? And you do not want to have to do this on a system you're going to have to put back in production, because you're going to get air leaks. And for the top seal to work, you need a constant air pressure for this sensor to give electrical power to your heating elements, okay? Because this sensor says, I'm only going to give you electricity if and only if you have a set air pressure. Because if you turn on your top seal without this, because you can bypass that, and there's no air, you can melt this down. It's why they have this, okay? It's why when you turn on your Hamer 540, you turn on your top seal without air. It doesn't go on, because they do not want you to have a molten mess with your top seal, okay? So it's always a good idea to have a spare set of your plenum assembly, okay? Have it ready to go and know what you're doing before you do it, okay? When you're taking these apart, it's good to push sideways like this versus trying to bend it this way. Same with this. It's best to turn this way or that way. It breaks apart far easier. This is a pain to get apart. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a pain to get apart, but it's like $1,000 part, right? You need something thin. I use like a metal ruler or a razor blade to try to cut through this, and I start to pound through it with a hammer a little bit. It does warp it a little, but you can rebuild this. You know, if you're in Canada and you have the time, it's $1,000 part. Takes you a couple hours to rebuild it, keep it on the shelf. You never know when you need a spare part. You never know. And always use a torquing wrench, because metal on aluminum, metal will always win, and you'll simply wreck this right here, okay? And there's nothing worse than going to your boss, the Master Iceman, and say, hey, I screwed up $1,000 part because I didn't use a $50 torquing wrench, and I use about 47 pounds of pressure on mine right there. You can email your supplier, say, hey, what's the specified torque on these? But I think it's around 46 to 47. It doesn't have to be super tight. Same with these, easy to damage your threads, okay? I hope you're enjoying the ice industry as much as I am. If you have questions about the Hamer 540, I'll do my best to handle it. Someday I'll tell you about the belt issue that I created on my Hamer 540 that no one else has ever seen and I still haven't solved. But you know, that's the interesting part about equipment, is it's a constant learning process. I've been using the Hamer 540 for probably over a decade now, And I think I got most things under control except for that stupid belt issue, which has been vexing me for a while. Subscribe if you like my videos. Like, comment. I always like to hear from you.